Okay, this is the engine bay inspection of the 1993 Mazda Miata LE. So right away, we're just looking around, looking for age-related issues. We see a little bit of crazing on the upper ballast, the upper retaining tank for the radiator. Normal age-related stuff. This is an original Mazda part. It does have original Japanese, perhaps kanji writing on it. So I would say that's the original radiator. Keep an eye on this. Eventually, this plastic will, over time, will begin to crack and fail. Look around the engine bay. There's no signs of leaks, no signs of rust, damage, neglect, modifications. The seller did disclose that they got a crinkle cut powder coating kind of done on this valve cover. Looks professionally done. Not seeing any other modifications. No swollen hoses. Very immaculate in here. There's a little bit of a dust in here, but nothing that shows any sort of deep cleaning or patina or any sort of, again, damage. I can't overstate how complete this vehicle is in here, and it really does look like it was a blast from the past. It just kind of rolled off the assembly line and got a little bit of dust in here. No damage to the hood. All the stickers are here. Looking on the R12 system, we're actually able to document through the side glass the R12 system, in fact, does work. That's an absolute unicorn. In the last 10 years of vehicle maintenance, light duty, and repairs and inspections, I've never seen a functioning R12 system in person. That's impressive. The headlights open and close as they should. All the functions work in here as they should. Cruise control actuator module is here. ABS module is here. Everything is complete. The engine bay gets a sterling clean bill of health. Thank you. Okay, this is the exterior inspection of the 1993 Mazda Miata. So we're going to start front left quarter panel. We're looking for scrapes, cosmetic damage, collision damage, panel gaps, anything pushed in, anything deviated. These panels, these exterior skins are very light. This is a unibody vehicle as opposed to being body on frame. So we're going to follow these panel gaps. In this case right now, we're going to follow the hood gap down the headlights, the flip-up headlights. These panels are very fragile as well. So if the headlight itself gets in a collision or gets torqued anyway, that it won't line up with the hood. So we check this line right here for square and true. Now, most of these didn't line up 100%, but we're really looking for a good amount of tweaking or fitment issue along the gaps right here. So that comes back clear. We're going to walk the vehicle, come back to A pillar, checking A pillar down to door panel from front quarter panel. That comes back square. Walking to B pillar. B pillar is square. Following back, we're going to follow the bumper cover around. Fitment on here on these vehicles is really nice and smooth. There's not going to be a lot of deviation on the rear bumper cover if there's never been a collision. But again, if it was pushed in, we would see this kind of clip component kind of forward, and maybe it would come off in my hand, which it's not doing, so that's good. Following around, looking at the trunk, same thing, panel gaps. The trunk sits really high. The trunk lid itself is not down in the back of the vehicle, so while it is a low to the ground vehicle, if it took a bumper cover hit, you might not see any damage up here on the trunk lid. So not as likely to see lack of squareness or trueness up here. But we're going to follow this gap around. Nice, comes back nice and square. Looking at bumper cover, this rear fascia, these are plastic. They get brittle as they age. And just from the act of shock or pushing on them can damage them. There's no cracks or anything here. I'm going to go ahead and pull on the underside of the bumper cover. That's nice and snug. Walking over to right rear quarter panel. Same deal over here. Checking bumper cover, nice and snug. Coming up to passenger B pillar gap, square. Looking at paint deviation. That's a black vehicle and it's a little dusty, but it's a black vehicle, so we're looking for changes in oxidation or a panel that's more crisp or clear than, say, another one. I'm not seeing that. All the paint kind of is blended together. I'm not seeing orange peel, any signs of a poor paint or a poor repair. The paint does come back looking very nice and smooth, even under some of the light surface scratches in the dust. So checking A pillar. We do have a little bit of cosmetic damage right here on the surface. It did get through the paint, so let's document that. Moving up to front right quarter panel, square. Checking bumper cover, snug. Checking panel gap on flip up headlight, square. Checking hood gap, square. Checking front bumper cover, square. These front bumper covers are plastic, fiberglass, so they have a habit of kind of deforming over time, particularly in the front of this vehicle. I'm not seeing that. You'll see like lots of ripples and things like this in the front of the plastic, especially if it's exposed to heat. There's a bit of some oxidation around the original Ahura Mazda badging here, but it's very nice to see. Very nice to see that this is still on the vehicle. Over time, these can come off, fall off. That's still here. The headlights have been swapped to LED retro reflectives. They both work, and the signal lights are the clear crystal ones as well, and they both work as well. So the exterior gets a clean bill of health. Thank you. Okay, this is the undercarriage inspection of the 1993 Mazda Miata SE. Right away, I'm going to tell you this vehicle is rust-free. I've already performed a walk around and looked around this vehicle in both directions. I'm not seeing any sort of subframe rust, any control arm rust, any unibody rust. The pinch welds are still largely intact. They're not crushed in like if it's been improperly lifted. There's no signs of high centering. There's no leaks I can document on the lower oil pan here. The front splash shield belly pan is dry as well. The exhaust is even rust free, which is incredible. There's no high centering right here on the superstructure for the unibody. Not seeing any concerns there. Following back to rear, you can see there the exhaust hanger is in good condition. The exhaust is nice and rust free. Really incredible. So moving back to lower control arm to frame, or excuse me, to subframe, that's nice and dry and rust free. Moving to back of vehicle, there's your original OE Mazda canister exhaust there. That's rust free as well. Seller disclosed the vehicle has lived its life largely garage kept and well maintained. The rear differential housing is dry, no signs of leakage, spillage, arrested leaks, anything like that. The power plant frame is in good shape. We call that the PPF. It runs from the supports the rear differential up to the transmission and gives structure to the power plant. So moving over to right rear, looking at, looks like e-brake line, that's good as well. The pinch welds on this side are also good. Very good condition on this vehicle. Moving to front, again looking for signs of high centering, rust. No concerns on unibody superstructure. Moving to front right lower control arm, that's good. Looking at brake lines, good. Upper, I can almost see a portion of the upper control arm for the wishbone suspension. That looks really good as well. Moving to the front of the vehicle, small amount of curbing, scrapes on the front of the vehicle documented there. The vehicle is pretty low to the ground. Not an immediate concern that I would document. The condenser is visible in this image. It's I still can't believe it's a functional R12 system, and there's no signs of oxidation or rust or anything on the front of this vehicle. The underbody of this vehicle gets a sterling clean bill of health. Thank you. This is the interior inspection of the 1993 Mazda Miata SE. So seller did disclose they have an aftermarket radio installed. They do have the original radio. The CD player does not work, which is very common for these vehicles. All driver facing controls work. Left right mirrors work, cruise control works, illumination works, sound system works, windows power up and down work, horn works, HVAC controls work, blowers work, headlight switch works, the hazard lights work. The roof is a cloth top heated glass mirror. Just incredible to see one of these in as good a condition as it is. No concerns with adjustment or latching. It latches as it should. The interior comes back complete. The armrest has internal trunk and fuel. All of them have fuel, but not all of them have the trunk. A lot of them have the manual trunk release. So typically if you got the non-power window, the model, you got the manual trunk release as well. Floor mats are original Miata red floor mats. The map lights there left and right work. The seat does have, you know, age-related driver side wear. Passenger seat is in better condition. Still, for being almost 40-year-old leather and being driven 66 miles, very likely 66,000 miles, likely in the sun. You know, you're going to see some of that. Incredibly, the steering wheel is still in very good condition for its age. There's no any sort of pitting or cracking. There's a little bit of very minor little damage right here. No concerns there. There's a little bit of a kind of a suction cut, maybe chemical spot on the dash. Maybe some treatment could take that out, but otherwise this interior gets an amazingly clean bill of health. Thank you very much. Okay, this is the trunk inspection of the 1993 Mazda Miata SE. Right away, I'll tell you it's complete. There's not a lot going on in here. There is a scissor jack side of the road emergency kit over here. The screw handle for the scissor jack is present. That's nice to see. Those tend to disappear a lot. It's the original Miata blue as well. They came in a couple different colors, but the early NA Miatas had this blue one, so it's nice to see. The battery is an AGM battery. The terminals are nice and clean and clear. It's ventilated as well. The spare tires here at secure. The fuel door cover, which the screw is, the scissor jack screw handle is attached to, is complete and bolted down as well. The trunk has a bit of the torsion rod that supports the trunk is a bit worn out, or it maybe just needs an adjustment, but it won't stay open on its own. It's supposed to. The power antenna, seller did disclose that the power antenna is missing the upper portion of the assembly. It does not work. The motor in it, however, does cycle, so electrically it is receiving power, but it does not actuate. Looking to the back of the vehicle, the right rear reverse lamp does not illuminate. The left one does, and all other signals and lamps and illumination do work, but the right rear one does not illuminate. Otherwise, the trunk and back portion of this vehicle get a pass, with the exception of the torsion bar support for the trunk lid. Thank you. This is the placeholder portion of the video for the 1993 Mazda Miata, because this would normally be reserved for the code scan portion of this video. But this is an OBD1 vehicle, and as such will not be receiving a code scan, nor does it need one. We would watch the dash for a blinking light if we did have a check engine light, and we would then jumper the diagnostic pins in the engine bay, count them, and compare them to a code table. But no blinking light means no problem, so we're not going to pursue anything at this time, and we're going to go ahead and give the code scan a clean bill of health. Thank you. This is the conclusions video for the 1993 Mazda Miata SE Edition. Right away, I want to say that I'm stunned. It's in incredible condition. Even with the low mileage, I've seen some of these vehicles that get pretty mistreated. This vehicle has been very well cared for by obviously some very passionate individuals. It is complete. It's not missing anything. It's got the BBS specialty wheels. The interior is complete. It's not been replaced with any lower trim model cars components. It's got a canvas roof with a hard glass heated rear window, which is incredible to see. It still works. The headlamps, both the actuators work just fine. Other than some of the paint oxidation that you'd see just from age and the fact that the vehicle does get driven and enjoyed. The exterior comes back largely with a clean bill of health. There's a couple paint scrapes around the vehicle, maybe 3 or 4. There's a little bit of maybe some contamination in the paint back here. All this appears superficial. A good polish wax and maybe a slight amount of paint correction could take care of that. I'm not documenting any collision damage. The vehicle drove as it should. Track straight and true. Not down on power, no concerns with throttle, no concerns with brake, no concerns with transmission or synchros. There's no signs of abuse around this vehicle whatsoever. The underside comes back with a clean bill of health. There's rust free, there's no damage, there's no high centering, there's no missing componentry. The most important thing I would say, aside from just the general condition of the vehicle, is even if a vehicle is well cared for, oftentimes I see old vehicles are missing things. Something broke and wasn't replaced. It was replaced with a lesser quality component, maybe a aftermarket component, or a component that was not sourced from the original Japanese manufacturer, and maybe sourced from a more continental location that might impact the quality of the vehicle. Not seeing anything like that. The engine bay is also complete, comes back with every original component, no modifications whatsoever. If you didn't tell me this vehicle was from 1993 and you told me it's 4 or 5 years old and like it rolled off the factory line, I'd be willing to believe it. I'm very pleased to be able to say this vehicle comes back with a clean bill of health and a pass for Spokane Preinspection. Thank you.